What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Super Gamer Boys. I am your host and captain and dad, Garrett Morlang. And here in the virtual studio with me is the king of video games, Adrian Holm. Adrian Holmes.
What's going on, fellas?
Oh, I said your name wrong.
How we doing
Adrian
this evening?
Holm. That's not your name. I totally said your name wrong.
I am at home, yes.
Adrian is home. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing good.
Just another Monday.
Another Monday, another show, and another time to introduce the one, the only, JJ Purdom.
Unacceptable. That is not my given name. I have a name that was given to me last week.
John.
No. Unacceptable. Let's go ahead and cut here. We're going to go ahead and restart the film. I want you to give me the appropriate introduction. My name from last week and henceforward, from now on, going forward, I am the master of the universe. What is the name here, Garrett?
I don't remember. I deleted off the show notes. I don't even remember.
You can't delete my name.
It's one of those things where I only remember what's on the show notes are basically my brain in digital form. So if you delete things off the show notes, I actually forget them in real life.
Oh man!
So
all right,
careful.
So I am.
Careful what you edit on there, because that's what I believe is gospel truth. Whatever you write on those dots.
Well, it is gospel truth. I am the master and ruler of Garrett's life. My name is JJ Purdom, and I am the real host, alongside Adrian Holmes, of the Super Gamer Boys. And they also call me the Super Gamer Man.
And the streets know him as Juicy JJ Purdom.
That's definitely true. And it does get kind of weird when I'm out on the streets.
I can only imagine. How you guys doing? It's been a week. JJ, did you go on any more escapades to any zoos? Play with any animals? No more. Okay.
No, I did not. I started going to the chiropractor. I have a
basically like a zoo.
Really bad neck, like a very bad neck. I had to do X-rays, and the guy was telling me, he's giving me the spiel about how bad my neck is, what kind of condition the neck is in. And he's like, instead of it being curved like it's supposed to be, like a banana, your neck is actually straight. And it's what causes a lot of your issues. And he proceeded to do a little one little crack one way. And then he did like a crazy crack. It was the most phenomenal crack of my neck I've ever heard. And it sounded like my neck broke. It was unbelievably.
And then you just melted like butter.
And I dropped to my knees, and I did it on purpose. And he was like, and then I literally started laughing. And I don't think anybody has ever done that to this chiropractor. And he was like, you can't do that to me. Like, that gave me a heart attack. And I was like, and that just made my day. I'm so sorry. But
I was going to say, and had he keeled over thinking he killed a man just now.
Yeah, he legitimately was like,
you're horrible.
And it was too perfect. It was too perfect.
To the big house for involuntary manslaughter.
All I did was jelly. I just went jelly, and
he's not going to let you back. You're gonna try to make an appointment again, and he's gonna be like,
no, not that
we're
guy.
busy.
No,
we're busy. We're booked for the next 6 months, 2 years.
What holiday? Don't worry about it.
This dude totally hugged me and told everybody in the waiting room what I did. It was pretty awesome. It was great.
That's dirty.
Yeah.
That's dirty. Oh man, well, I'm glad you have someone else to terrorize besides me, because it makes my life way less stressful. Let me tell you that. Not having you in every day. No, I take that back. I take it back. I miss you once in a while, sometimes.
Oh, thanks, man. Every bullet so far.
Oh man, cool. Well, today, I did not finish the show notes because I just realized I normally have my little rundown here. So I'm going to wing it here. Today, we're talking about Pokemon, Disney, Animal Crossing, and DC FanDome. But first, we're going to give a quick shout out to our Patreon producers. I know that was lame. Usually, when I have more time to think about it and write it out, it can be more entertaining, but it's on the fly there. Shout out to our
I've
never
go and
So ill prepared today, Adrian. I've never seen him act like this before. I'm worried you're starting to do that CBD oil because I know it's legal out there in California. Because you are not on the ball at all.
He's off his game.
Normally, you are just like, everything's crossed T's, dotted I's, and tonight you're kind of like, I'm going to read it while it's Pokemon, and we're going to be talking about. Come on, man. What's going on with you?
Video
Okay,
games of some sort.
Here we go. Okay. Today, we're talking about how Pokemon Legends Arceus might not be quite what you thought it was. Disney gives us a little tease of Star Wars game. Animal Crossing, not quite what we were hoping for. And big news out of DC FanDome for the 2 new 2022 games. But first, was that a little better?
That's
no,
more like it.
You know what?
Okay.
I think actually that was fine. But you know what I think the problem is? I think it was last week when you said that disgusting stuff about the first 3 movies being okay in the Star Wars. That's, you know what I mean? I think that
JJ,
threw
we
you
were
off.
doing so good, and I have forgotten all about that, and then here you go.
That's
Hey,
unforgivable.
you know what? I had 2 people agree with me.
Who else was it?
It's your mom and dad. And you know what? Your mom and dad didn't count. That's not just because they listen to the show all the time. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Morlang. You cannot have them agree with you and then say, hey, 2 people. That's one person. That's one person, and that doesn't count.
Ranger in the Discord there, and Kajoma liked the comment, so I assume he agreed too.
But
we already established Kajoma's tastes are not always
Kajoma can't
on
be
point
trusted.
now. Come on now.
Kajoma can't be trusted. No, that's
Right.
true. That's true.
Your sample, your study sample is not a very good one.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, give me another week. I'll come back next week and have more people, okay? I'm going to do a Twitter poll. I'll come back next week. How about that?
Oh, okay. I'm interested to see how that one works out.
Well, first, let's give a quick shout out to our Patreon producers, Toby Dalton and Kajoma, or Caleb. I love that. I love that so much.
Oh, my God.
And our super gamer sponsors, we got Bill Bird, Julie Bates, Brent Fox, and Mama Mare. If you want to be awesome just like those people, you can go over to
not
Patreon.
Your stage name.
Caleb,
It's not.
He's become the Kajoma, He's become the Kajoma. He's no longer Kajoma. Deep down inside, I said it wrong now, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. He's no longer Caleb.
Opposite.
He's no longer Caleb.
He is Kajoma now.
He is the Kajoma. You can support us over at patreon.com.
No, the Caleb formerly known as Kajoma.
There we go.
I thought this week he was supposed to be quote Joma.
He has been.
In
He
the
has been.
Discord.
Okay,
He changed his name again.
Okay.
You keep up your shenanigans, Caleb, and we're going to run out of names to give you.
Oh, no. I've got plenty of names we can come up with. Don't worry.
No. Boy.
I've got a list written down in a little black book on the counter.
There it is.
Okay, there you go.
Better not act up.
As I was so rudely interrupted, though, I would like you to all go check out patreon.com/supergamerboys and support us over there if you love what we do over here. You can get episodes like this one and our Super Gamer Book Club early and ad-free. Check that out over there. Last month's book club episode was Little Nightmares with Rada Rat from twitch.tv/RadaRat. So go check her out. She's awesome. And go check out that episode. It's awesome. This month, we're doing Cadence of Hyrule with Trouser Schnauzer from twitch.tv/Trouser Schnauzer. And that's spelled TROUZRSCHNAUZER. So I'm going to put that in the show description so you can find it because it's interesting spelling.
Go check them out, man.
Why do you leave vowels out? I don't understand. Did someone else have Trouser Schnauzer with the E? I don't know.
Does someone else have Super Gamer Boys?
Yeah. They did.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. But Trouser Schnauzer, like how many people would actually have that name? That seems like a very unique name.
All right, man. Look, man, a lot of people are obsessed with Wang stuff, all right? Okay?
I think JJ.
You go to any middle school in the country, you're going to tell me you're not going to find a drawing of a wiener on a desk somewhere?
Hey, some grown men still draw like veiny wieners, okay?
See?
Like, I'm just, not me.
Come on,
I know some.
You know what time it is.
All right, we'll talk about that later, but now it's time to check the mailbag. All right.
I don't got anything this week.
You don't got it this week either? Okay, I see how it is. Well,
They
I
don't
got the
deliver
sweet
post
hat.
out here in Nebraska.
I got the sweet hat in the mailbag. Check that out. Bridges.
Oh, that's right.
From Game of the Year 2019, 2020, and 2021.
I guess that means you would have to be the one to start doing the mailbag over there since you got your official gear.
I am Garrett Porter Bridges. That's what they call me.
I did my one big porting job, and I'm done.
Yeah, you passed the mantle off to me. Now it's my job.
That was it. You got to connect the strands, Garrett.
I'll connect some strands. Don't you worry. This first question comes from Skyline_TA, and he asked, if you guys could have a remake or remaster of any game, what would it be?
Ninja Gaiden.
Which one?
I was the first one. I was talking about it not that long ago. The Nintendo, the original Nintendo version of it, Part 1. It's a fun game, and I got to play a little bit of it on the Switch. And I was thinking, man, an updated version of this game would be fantastic in this day and age. I really think so. It's a cool.
Boy, do I have news for you.
Oh, do they have something like that?
There have been 3 new Ninja Gaiden games since then.
Oh, dang.
There is actually a Ninja Gaiden trilogy
Surprise.
that came out on like the original Xbox in 2000. What was it, Garrett? Like 2003 or 4?
I have no idea.
Something like that. And they're all like exactly what you're talking about. It's the same thing. It's with Ryu. They're all in. Am I blowing your mind right now? You look like you've never heard this before.
Dude, I've never heard this. This is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a trio of Ninja Gaiden games, and they're called. Or I think the first one is Ninja Gaiden Black, and then Ninja Gaiden Sigma, and then I can't remember the third one, but I know that there's all upgraded and all new stories and cutscenes and moves and all this different kind of stuff. Yeah, man.
Wow.
I don't know where you've been.
So here's the deal. Don't like I'm not gonna like, play my horn too much, but I thought that. Okay, I said it right now, and I spoke that crap into existence. That's right, folks.
You're about 18 years too late.
Oh, well. But I made it happen. That's a positive, right?
There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay. I'll let you have that one, I guess.
Oh, by the
Go
way,
ahead and
I forgot to mention
what?
who I got this from. This was from Toby, our Patreon producer. Thank you so much, Toby.
Oh, yes, of course.
Because it was my birthday this weekend. Happy birthday to me.
Toby the man.
Toby's a man. Okay, so no.
Go ahead and say Metal Gear 1, Garrett.
I mean, that is a choice. That is an option I could pick. And
Look, now his little brain, you can see his eyes right now as he's trying to. He's like,
I got a good sucker punch in.
He's
He wasn't even looking.
Oh yeah, look, now he's trying to come up with something. Go, Garrett, go quick, say it. What's the first thing that pops in your mind?
My choice is a PS1 game as well. Spider. Did you ever play Spider on the PS1?
Why does that sound familiar? What was it about?
Look it up. Look at it. You literally control a spider. You literally control a spider with knives and guns attached to your legs. And honestly, I think it's the game that gave me arachnophobia to this day. I'm terrified of spiders. I loved the game as a kid, but now as an adult, I hate spiders. And I was like, you know what? I think deep down inside, subconsciously, my body, like my mind is like, hey, watch out for those spiders. They might have a gun in their leg. You never know. They might have a knife strapped to their leg.
Who was like, you know what? This is a good idea. Let's go ahead and roll with this.
But yeah, you're like a spider locked up in this like scientist lab, and they're doing experiments and trying to weaponize spiders, and you're an experiment that gets out. And as you go through the game, you get more and more upgrades. So like you get like, the different knife, and you get like projectiles and guns and stuff. And there's other spiders that have other upgrades as well. Like they can spit different venoms, or they also have weapons, and you got to watch out for them. And you can, so you're fighting other bugs.
And whoever makes it out
spiders.
on top gets to bite Peter Parker.
Exactly. It's basically, it's the origin story to the spider that, gets
that
Peter.
Bit
exactly.
Peter Parker. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's an interesting
I don't think
take.
it actually is. I think it's made by, who's a developer on that?
Probably Activision.
Boss Game Studio.
Never heard of them.
Do you remember them?
Mm-mm.
They made the PS1 Spider-Man the video game. Or no,
see?
Oh, wait, no, I take that back.
Oh.
Google lied to me. I literally typed in
I
Boss
was
Game
going to
Studios.
say, we were on to something.
I literally typed in Boss Game Studios, and the first thing at the top is Spider-Man. But then when I actually click on the Wikipedia article, they didn't actually make Spider-Man. So Google, that's the last time. Stop screwing around.
How cool would that would have been if we were right about that, though?
That would have been amazing.
Out of nowhere.
No, they made a Top Gear Rally for N64, Twisted Edge Extreme Snowboarding for PS1, Boss Rally for PC, Stunt Racer 64 for N64, World Driver Championship for N64, a lot of N64 racing games, and then Spider.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know anything in that list except for Stunt Racer.
Yeah. So it was published by BMG Interactive for the PlayStation. There you go.
And that's out of everything that you can make a remake of, that's what you're going with.
Dude, imagine that in 4K. It'd be terrifying. That would be the scariest horror game ever created for video game history. Scarier than PT. Which, speaking of PT, check me out next week on Spooky Gamer Boys. I'm going to be playing some PT. That's right. You heard me right. Anyways, you can go on, Adrian.
I was gonna let you go. I was just gonna let you keep on with your shenanigans here, with your spider shenanigans. But okay, let me see. One game that I would have remade. Now we're talking ground up, right?
Sure. I mean, it says remake or remaster, so your choice. Dealer's choice.
If that's the case, I'm gonna say Jet Grind Radio. I think that is due for a major overhaul or retooling, basically, or re-release. But I mean, we're getting it because the team that made Lethal League Blaze, that pretty much was like a dodgeball, handball type deal, they're making what is essentially Jet Set Radio 3. So, I mean, we're getting it in some form or another, but I really think Sega should hunker down and redo the first one. And that's tough. It's going to be tough because the first one is still very good, but there's a lot of things that you could do now with modern gaming sensibilities to really nail that game and dial it in. And I think they should give it a shot.
Okay, well, you said Jet Grind Radio? Is that what it's called?
That's what it was originally released as, but they changed it to Jet Set Radio over here.
Okay, because I recognize Jet Set Radio, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Cool. Penguin 90 asks, if you guys could make a horror game, what kind of horror game would it be?
Okay, so there were a couple of really bad Nintendo Entertainment System games, Friday the 13th, and of course, A Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know if you guys ever played those games. I would love to see an updated, brand new PS5 version of A Nightmare on Elm Street. I think that they have the ability now to make a truly scary Freddy Krueger game that right now in 2021 would be freaking awesome.
They haven't done that already? I feel like they maybe not.
No, I think they used the Freddy Krueger skin in one of those like Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, you're right. No,
there is that Friday the 13th game.
Dude, that's such a good game.
Where it's that 4v1 mode.
That's a great game, and I think they did something like that with Dead by Daylight, where it's essentially like Freddy coming after you or whatever.
Right.
This is a skin, but I think an actual game. So I don't know if you guys watched the movies as kids or whatever, but essentially it's a bad guy character that can only get to you in your dreams. So you have to be asleep, and so he's coming in after you in your dreams, and that's when he can kill you. And the parents of these kids that he was killing and torturing or whatever, they all got him and ended up putting him on fire and killing him. And so then he's like trapped in this dream state where he's able to go in and like get after all these kids. And he's got a glove that he's created with like 4 huge razor knives on them. And it's just so unbelievably scary. A Nightmare on Elm Street. They remade the movie a few years ago. And it was really, really good. They got kind of hokey and cheesy, all the sequels through the late 80s and early 90s. I think there was like 9 of those movies, and they remade it, and it was really fantastic, but they never came out with any sequels after that. but it went back to like those good scary roots. I could see that game being a lot of fun, especially if they get Robert Englund to come in and voice some of the the characters' voice stuff, because he had all these great one-liners that he'd say and everything else, and he has that distinctive look and sound that speaks Freddy Krueger, and especially with nostalgia being what it is right now for kids from the 80s and 90s. Oh man, that thing would clean up financially. Like, look, take my money right now. Take my money.
Okay.
In fact, you know what? Let's get a Kickstarter going. Let's get it going now.
Are you going to develop this game? You're developing this game on your own?
Well, no, I was thinking more like Naughty Dog, because they are the place that makes the very best games. So
yeah, let's just get old Neil Druckmann on the phone. I'm sure he's not working on another game or directing an HBO series right now. But
he's not busy.
Not at all. I think I would probably make something that has to do with sound. I feel like that's an interesting concept where the enemy or enemies are invisible and you're in a lot of quiet spaces, so that you may hear, and I think this will work really well with today's hardware, because there's the 3D audio for PS5, and then there's Dolby Atmos for Xbox. So to have somebody to hear footsteps running up behind you and getting faster and faster, and you turn around and there's nothing there, and they just stop as soon as you turn around. Oh, I think you could do something with that.
Speaking off of just what you just said, you know what would be, obviously the movie Quiet Place and Quiet Place Part 2 used sound so well in those movies. That would probably be a phenomenal game to play.
Yeah.
In something like that, with and again, going towards that sound thing. Sound is used so effortlessly in the movie, and where any sounds that you're making are going to be calling, so you got to think about walking on leaves that aren't going to make any sound, and walking on sand, and all that kind of stuff. You make a twig snap and you're dead. So
right.
I don't know, like, sound is really scary. Like, it could be used very effectively for fear.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
What was it there? I think I've seen a game. It's a Steam game. I don't think it ever came out for console, but there is a game where you're blind and you kind of use like echolocate, like you're basically essentially Daredevil kind of thing, and like sound allows you to see. So it's like kind of like the opposite. I never played it, but it always looks super cool. So you can't really see. You're in like a haunted like supernatural like situation, and but like you have to make noise to see, but you also don't want to make noise because then the thing will find you. But
I don't think that was horror though, was it? It was just the fact that you were blind.
No, like I said, this we might be thinking of different things. So I feel like this was like a small like early access thing on Steam at one point. I'm pretty sure it was a horror game. Like it was supposed to be pretty scary, other than like, because you could kind of see, like I said, it was kind of Daredevil vision a little bit, where like you see like the waves and you can see stuff. But yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, I think we are thinking of different games.
Man, for me, I mean, I like a good like psychological kind of I don't know, like just deep thinking, mess with your mind kind of horror games. I don't have any specifics, but I don't know, that's the first thing I think of. Like, I mean, obviously I've had, people talking about Visage lately, and I have PT on my mind since I'm going to be playing it. And I watched Kind of Funny play through it, and just that type of thing where it's really just like, it's messing with you and it's toying with you and it's playing with you. So like that kind of thing. So, maybe there's no scares for a long time, but you're just so ready for it on the edge of your seat. Like, I love that. I love a good game that has that timing where it's not just jump scare. It's like, there should be a jump scare here. Why isn't there a jump scare? Like, you're more scared that there isn't something happening. So I don't know. I think a really well-paced kind of like, psychological horror game I really enjoy. So that's kind of the direction I would go. I don't obviously have a story ready to tell you of what the game would be about, but that's would be the main feature of my thing, where it'd mess with your expectations like every step of the way.
We got a pretty deep bench. We got some varied titles here. We can start up a little studio right now. Just throwing that out there.
let's start it up. Super game SGB Productions.
Okay.
There we go. Easy. I think it just there we go. We just start, that's how you start a company, right? It's done. Like we can just go make games
done.
now.
That's it.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Let's start printing some discs.
Let's start printing some money. I mean, disc. This next question comes from Normcore_Eddie, and he asks, which Halloween trope monster do you like best? Vampires, swamp creature, ghost, zombies, werewolf, skeletons, Frankenstein's monster, etc. Do any of those are any of those your, which of those? I'm asking it incorrectly. I should ask what he said. Which one of those is your favorite out of like kind of like your, your typical like, what you see in the cereal box Halloween monster, basically.
The
do you like Boo Berries or Frankenberry or Count Chocula? What's your flavor?
Yeah, the traditional like Universal movie monsters, and I would say Dracula. Yeah, vampires are super. Even now, they're just super scary in their original intention. And check this out. I don't care who you are. Vampires do not glitter when the sun touches them. They turn to ash. Okay? They die. I'm just saying.
Are you sure about that? Because it's a whole group of middle-aged moms and teenage girls that are ready to fight you about that.
Take it up with Batman, dude. Take it up with Batman.
I'll take out every one of those little girls and women as long as I can fight them one-on-one. Like that's it. I'll punch a witch, and make sure that.
Jeez.
I didn't mean to say it like that. That sounded really abusive. You guys know what I mean, though, right?
I mean, it's Halloween time, so I get it. Punching witches.
I get it.
It's a normal. I got to keep my witch hand strong. You know what I mean? So.
I actually have to agree with you. I really love vampires. I would have to.
Well, that's mostly because you suck.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What about you, Adrian?
I mean, you can't go wrong with a classic skeleton, right? There's so many different ways that you could dress them up. You can use them as decorations in your house. There's skeleton pajamas. There's, just ornaments. It's so versatile.
You like it from the marketing aspect. You enjoy you like it purely from a marketing aspect then, huh?
No, I'm just saying as an overall Halloween character, it's the most versatile. You can do the most with it.
Okay.
It just happens to be that the things that you can do have also been sold as products. That's all.
Okay.
Every time I see skeletons now, all I hear is that stupid song, "Spooky Scary Skeleton." Like the little, I don't know why. I got little kids, man. They play that crap all the time.
See, I think about the old Disney short, the dancing skeletons. I don't know if you ever seen that one from way back in the day.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Oh man,
well, that's what Spooky Scary Skeletons little song is a skeleton dancing and doing some crazy dance moves, and it's pretty viral. So that's
right.
Yeah, that's what I end up seeing and hearing every time I hear skeletons.
It's awesome. All right. Last question here comes from Sir Prince-a-Lot. What's the scariest part of a game you've played where the game itself wasn't supposed to be all that scary? There's a spot in Red Dead Redemption 2 that involves a pig farm that had me peeing in my britches. JJ knows what's up.
Yeah, JJ, I know because I live right next door to a pig farmer that is probably married to his sister. So, funny enough, Red Dead Redemption 2 is also the game that I would say that's not supposed to be a traditional horror game. That has one of the scarier premises in the game, and it's for me, it's not the pig farmer. It's it's when you're in the swamp at night and you're getting attacked by like these inbred like night creatures that are coming up out of the swamp and coming after you and grabbing you. With a cut off joint, and they're like little rednecks that are coming after you and attacking you at night and stabbing you. And it's like only when you're getting caught in one little section of the map. And so to just kind of stay away from there because you're gonna get attacked by these people. Like they're some of them will act like they want help. Hey, help me, mister. And then they're coming after you and stabbing you and all that kind of stuff. It's
reach for the sky.
It's pretty freaky. Yeah.
That's crazy. I was having a hard time coming up with an answer to this. I don't know. if I've ever really experienced. I mean, I've kind of shared with you guys before. Games don't usually like freak me out too much. Like I more enjoy it. Like I don't get scared by it. I like more enjoy the spooks and the scares. And so like if a game's not trying to be scary, I don't know. Adrian, do you have anything? Give me a second to think, or are you still trying to think of something too?
This is a tough one.
It is really hard
because when it's not inherently
often.
a spooky game, right? When it's not trying to be scary, this is a good question.
Shoot,
I'm stumped.
Yeah, I know. I really like wish I had something, but
I know I'm gonna think of it as soon as we finish this question. I'm gonna be like, oh,
that's fine.
Should have been blank, blank, blank.
When you think scary games, let's piggyback off of that since neither of you guys can come up with anything right now. When you think scary games, is there a moment or a scene from a scary game that you've played that is like the scariest moment or scene from a game that you've played in the last few years that stands out?
The freaking fetus. The freaking, yeah, I was going to say the dollhouse from Resident Evil 8. The freaking fetus baby thing. Oh my gosh. Yep. The worst.
Yep.
The worst. Yep. I love how we both are like, yeah, no, we know. And it's the exact same answer. Yes.
Yeah, I don't have to think about it twice.
It's terrifying. It's horrible. Oh, man. You played the Resident Evil 8, right, JJ?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
okay.
I played it. And
you remember that part.
No, that's a great game. And that is a very scary section with the dolls stuff. And I don't have any of those, doll things. But, okay, I will tell you, because my daughter does not listen to this show, because daddy's not cool. She had a horrible issue when she was younger where she had watched like an R.L. Stine, one of those goosebump things about a doll coming to life. And she watched it with like a group of her girlfriends or whatever. And so for the longest time, she was so worried that like these dolls were going to come alive. And yes, there is part of me that wanted to like screw with her and like do the voices and, oh, yeah, like I'm not a jerk. I'm not horrible. You know what I mean? And so I didn't. But she even now saw that game while I was playing the doll portion. She watched several portions and she'd like, stand there and watch me. Not for long. But when she saw the doll stuff, she's like, out.
Nope, I'm out.
Like, out.
This isn't fun anymore, Dad.
And I'm like, and it made me laugh because I'm like, I remember my little girl who's, 18 and about to get married. And I remember her being, 7 or 8 years old and just being so deathly afraid. It's like, it's funny that is still ingrained in her to be afraid of the dolls like that. It's a very scary scene.
Yeah.
When stuff starts shaking in that house, man, I gotta go.
Oh, for me, it was being chased by that baby monster thing. That was so scary.
Really?
I hated it.
I feel like I was more scared of the dolls than the baby. The baby, at least I know I can kill, right? If I had enough firepower.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. No. You can kill the baby?
No, I don't think you can.
No, I'm just saying in that scenario.
No, for me,
okay. Right? Like the baby is something. It's a physical thing. Like the dolls they're inanimate objects. They don't feel pain. You can't stop them.
Yeah.
See, and for me, getting caught in the fields outside and overwhelmed with werewolves was where I was super scared.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Because there were times in the long grass and everything that I'm having all these werewolves come after me that I could not find my way out, like where to go next. And I just kept getting just mauled by all that. And I'm like, I cannot do this. They're not going down. There's so many of them coming after me. And I had it on easy. So I can only imagine the people that were going into it and putting it on hard.
Oh, man.
Sorry, Gary, we cut you off.
Oh, I was just saying the reason that fetus part was so scary though is because at the it's the tail end of it when you hit the button on the elevator and the door doesn't open right away and it's coming towards you and it's coming and it's coming and it's coming towards you and I'm just like click 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 and the door will not open and then it opens so slowly like ding like I could not
just enough time for him to hit the door.
Literally just enough time for you to hit the button and the door's like barely shut just as the thing gets to you. I'm like I've never like been so terrified in a game. I was like, oh man, my heart rate was through the roof.
It's break time. I gotta take a break.
I was like, well, I was streaming it too. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go take it. Yeah, that's enough for me.
And that's the best.
That was the worst.
Yeah, great
Man.
questions this week.
Yeah, good stuff. If I think of a non-scary game that had a scary part, I still want to answer that one because that's a really good question.
I'm still
But
noodling on it too.
I was just so stumped, but now
Well-
it's time for the nerdy nudes.
It's now time for the nerdy news.
Alrighty, so this first news story is Pokemon Legends Arceus is not fully open world, Pokemon Company confirms. Ever since the reveal of Pokemon Legends Arceus, fans have noted the similarities between it and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, with many assuming the upcoming Pokemon title would borrow the latter game's open world exploration. That's not the case, the Pokemon Company now definitively confirming how exploration in the world of Pokemon Legends will work. In a statement to Kotaku, the Pokemon Company states that players set out from a central hub village before accepting missions and venturing forth into different open areas of the Hisui region. They'll then return to the village when their task is complete. So that's about all there is to it. But I just thought that was interesting. You know, it's kind of a Monster Hunter-esque, kind of like what Monster Hunter Worlds was, at least.
That's the vibe I've been getting from it the entire time.
Okay, so that's it. The way I always saw, I guess in my head, I was like, oh, it's gonna be this huge open world, and so to hear this, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. That's not how I interpreted it at all. But
because when they're showing like the monsters as pretty much these big bosses, and you're actively circling in them, and then you're doing moves to weaken them so that you can either defeat them or capturing them, and the whole time you're like, because the Pokemon attack you now, they don't just attack your Pokemon. So your Pokemon in a sense is like your Palico, which is your helper animal in Monster Hunter, and you're doing things as well. So I can definitely see the inspiration from Monster Hunter in this game. Okay. And it's probably actually for the best that Arceus is not open world, because Sword and Shield, when you went into the open world areas, that game started to chug. So
yeah, it was
might be better to just do it in sections.
Yeah, which, by the way, rest in peace, Adrian's Pokemon save. I saw that tweet the other day.
Yeah, unfortunately. Thanks, Nintendo. Thanks for punishing me for other people cheating.
Was that intentional? Like, or was it one of those things where afterwards you're like, oh shoot, I formatted my heart, I can totally forgot. Like, did you mean to do that, or? I
meant to do it. I didn't mean to delete it. I meant to reformat my Switch because I'm getting ready to sell it because I'm getting the OLED. Ooh. And I realized, because I was like, oh, everything's in the cloud, and I forgot that
and Animal Crossing. You lost Animal Crossing too, then, huh?
I lost that too, but that I'm not as heartbroken about. I was like, oh no, I forgot that Pokemon was not cloud saved, because why would they not let you cloud save it? Who cares? But
so dumb.
Here we are.
So dumb.
But I at least still have my certificate that shows that I had a completed Pokedex from this game. So they can never take that away from me as long as I got that physical proof.
Nice. But yeah, so I'm really excited about Pokemon Legends Arceus still. Like, every trailer I've seen, like, I'm all in. Like, this looks so awesome. Open world Pokemon.
I'm ready. Pokemon Monster Hunter? Are you kidding?
Yeah, Pokemon Monster Hunter sounds great. But yeah, so I'm excited. At this point, it's slated to release January 28th, 2022. So very soon, which I'm really excited. So next month, we're getting the remakes of or remasters
Diamond
and Pearl. And then just a couple months later, getting Legends Arceus. Ooh, we're getting some awesome Pokemon content here the next few months. So get excited for that. Next news story. Disney teases a Star Wars video game announcement for December. Disney and Lucasfilm have teased a Star Wars video game announcement for December as part of a publishing campaign that will reveal new Star Wars products every Tuesday for the rest of the year. As announced in an article on the official Star Wars website, the companies have launched their Bring Home the Bounty campaign, which will see new Star Wars toys, collectibles, books, apparel, and more revealed on a weekly basis from now until the end of December. Disney has given fans a glimpse into what they might expect from potential announcements across the campaign through an interactive poster on its site. Each week on the poster details different characters and memorabilia from across the franchise. However, on December 14th, Disney has instead opted to lead with the image of a gamepad, hinting that there may be a new Star Wars game announcement on its way. While it's unclear at this point whether the announcement will contain information about an already existing game or something completely new, there are currently a number of different developers working on games set in a galaxy far, far away. With EA's exclusivity deal over Star Wars games nearing its end, it was announced earlier this year that Ubisoft is working on its own open-world Star Wars entry, which I don't know about that now. That has been kind of sad.
It doesn't exist. We're just not even going to count that one. Don't even worry about it. Just keep reading.
In an interview with IGN earlier this year, SVP of Walt Disney Games, Sean Shoptaw, explained that he and his team had met with Ubisoft Massive after Disney's acquisition of Fox, which included an already in development Avatar video game project. Aspire is remaking Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and that's about all they list here. They go on and on about other like Funko Pops and stuff like that. But we're potentially getting a game announcement from Star Wars. Kajoma, our Patreon producer, writes in and says, I'm always down for new Star Wars. He's hoping for Jedi Fallen Order 2. Yeah, he's always down, especially if it's prequels, because they're bomb. He's open for Fallen Order 2. What game would you guys be stoked for? Would you want a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, or are you hungry for something else from Star Wars right now?
It's the same thing I say every time. That Criterion pod racing game. I want it to become a reality.
I'd like to see The Mandalorian turned into a game. The Mandalorian that Disney came out with has been fantastic. And it's got people like me who aren't big Star Wars fans really interested in what Star Wars has to offer. So
JJ, you're just killing it with speaking things into existence tonight because it's your lucky day. There's a PS2 game
it's not
that you
luck.
can play.
It has nothing to do with luck. Here's
JJ,
the deal,
listen,
man.
I need you to say pod racing game right now. Just,
I would
just do that.
I would love to see a pod racing game.
Thank you. Now we're getting it.
Adrian, you're in luck because there's a PS2 game you can play on your PS4 right now.
I know that there's a PS2 game. It's not the same thing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but what I was telling JJ, there actually was a Star Wars Bounty Hunter, right? And then you play as Jango Fett. That was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. I actually really enjoyed that game. But yeah, a new one would be super cool if it was
a Republic Commando sequel. I think would be rad.
Dude. Now, I wonder if some of that older stuff they'd ever do sequels to, though, because that's all considered like, what is it? The Legends or whatever, Star Wars Legends. Like it's no longer like officially.
Oh, they're starting to rope
canon,
stuff back in.
So...
A lot of it is starting to be canon again.
Okay. Because that's the biggest thing that I would think, oh, we might not ever see a sequel to any of the old stuff because, oh no, there's a clean, hard line there that they've cut. Like, this is pre-Disney, this is post-Disney, but. I mean,
right.
if they're cool, if Disney's gonna finally be cool, like 100%, Republic Commando sequel would be amazing.
Yes, what a game!
Fantastic game. For me, I think I agree with Kajoma. I'd want Fallen Order 2, but that's only because I just recently beat the first one. I'm like, that game's actually really good. And the way that it's titled, it's Star Wars Jedi: Fallen Order. So technically, I don't think it'd be Fallen Order 2. I'd like to see more in that Jedi series, I guess is what. I wouldn't want to I don't want a sequel to Fallen Order. I want a sequel.
Do you need Cal in the next game, or do you want it to be about somebody else?
I think the way they named it, being called Star Wars Jedi: subtitle here, I think that's like I wouldn't need Cal. I'd be fine with anyone else. Whether and again with that naming scheme, it doesn't even have to be during that time period. It could be earlier on. It could be later. It could just be about a Jedi. Like I just want another story about a Jedi, with maybe like similar, like made by the same developer, like the same mechanics, stuff like that. But give me a new story. Give me some maybe new Force abilities. Give me something Sith. You know what? Even though it's called Star Wars Jedi, I don't know. Maybe have someone who's like dabbling with both sides, kind of like Star Wars Force Unleashed, but different. Make it different.
I'm into it.
What about you guys?
I'd love to see a Sith game.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that'd be interesting. That'd be a tough story to tell because you're not necessarily going to get a hero or a good guy. You may get at the most like an anti-hero. And I know Disney likes to, have a clean cut, good guy, bad guy type deal when it comes to that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But I would love to see a really experienced, like they've written a lot of different novels and stories about this kind of character development who can handle such a tough prompt. I would love to see that played out.
Yeah, that is because I mean we've had like I just mentioned Force Unleashed. You could choose to be good or bad, but I think having a game that's just hardline. No, you are bad. You're evil.
Right.
Like that would be really neat. And even if it's like, not someone who's just becoming a Sith. Like, no, you've been bad. For a long time.
You got
like,
your yellow eyes. You got yellow eyes, sir.
Yeah, like that would be pretty crazy. That'd be such a dark. Who would you want to develop that? It'd have to be someone who'd do like a good, like dark, gritty, like borderline, like rated M game. I feel like that'd be like really cool.
Now that would be the thing, because is it first person or is it third person? That would be the kicker.
I'd want it third.
Right? Okay.
I feel like it'd be weird swinging around with a lightsaber in first person, unless it's VR.
Fair point. I'm trying to think who would be a good developer then for something that gritty. I don't know. A lot of those hardcore guys aren't or studios that were around at that time aren't here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one. Maybe who is developing that's more of a fighting game though. I was gonna say who's doing the Mortal Kombat games.
Oh, NetherRealm.
Yeah. Maybe you could work it into a fight. I don't know.
That'd be get another. They had that Star Wars fighting. That's what I want remastered. I take that back.
Masters of Katarn.
I want Masters of Katarn
or Terrace Kasi
or whatever it was. Yeah, dude. I never played the full version. It was on one of like those Pizza Hut demos or whatever, or like PlayStation Underground demos. I forget.
It's just a reskin Sonic Fighters.
I would just play that over and over and over. And there's only like 3 characters that you could play as. I think it was like Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and who was the third one? I think it was just another version of Luke Skywalker, like one with the like dark cloak and one with the light cloak. Like that's all the demo had, and me and my brother would play that over and over and over again.
And they're like, buy the game, sucker.
Yeah. No, we got hours and hours and hours of entertainment off that demo disc. It was free $99.
I like the aesthetic that Fallen Order had, and just going based on the aesthetic, I would say that Insomniac could put together a really good-looking game for another Star Wars game.
They can make a good-looking game. I don't think that they write complex characters as well as other studios may.
That's a fair point.
I got a noodle on it, man.
You guys are gonna hate me, but this has popped in my head. I just pictured this Star Wars, a Star Wars story by Kojima Production or Hideo Kojima or something like that.
Why don't they just call it? They should just call it.
They're gonna call that Garrett's erection. That's what they're gonna call that. Because like you have done it, man. Like, why don't you? Do you need a moment? Do you need to shut the cameras down?
It should be Tactical Squadron. It should be Tactical Squadron Action Star Wars.
It's just Metal Gear, but in Star Wars.
Yes.
Careful, folks. Garrett's just about to pull out a huge bottle of Jergens. So, come on, man. Here's where that's funny, because that's lube.
Okay.
So it's got like a pump on the top. Okay.
So we're obviously very excited for a Star Wars game announcement. We have no idea what it is. We could speculate all night and have fun, but yeah, look forward to that. December 14th. It's not that far away. It's just under 2 months, so not long. And so that'll be after the Game Awards. So we won't see anything at Game Awards, though.
Right, unless Keely's been opening his mouth a lot lately, like he's got something. Just saying.
Do you think he reveals it, like does like a teaser early at the Game Awards?
I think he gets the big gun I think he gets the big gun, and then they just at whatever event that they're doing, they're just gonna do
like a deep dive.
a trailer of it again, like how he did for Elden Ring. Because remember, he got Elden Ring first, and then they just did the trailer again at that Xbox conference.
Maybe. It'd have to be a really big game, though. Like, it can't be just like another mobile game, like or something.
No,
like
it's
that.
not gonna. No way. No way. If it's at the Game Awards, no.
Yeah, I know that, and that's what I mean. Like, if it's at the Game Awards, it's got to be huge. But even like, I don't know, like like, is Keeley that big? Like,
he got Elden Ring, man.
No. I know he's big enough for a big game. I mean, has he ever showed off any Star Wars stuff at his thing before? Like, has he worked with Disney in the past? I feel like he hasn't really worked with Disney on stuff.
I'm not sure, but there's a new
and again,
regime.
Not that he's not big enough. I just think that he tends to put things in the show that he's more passionate about, and I don't even hear him talk about like generally. Like, I've never heard him talk about a Star Wars thing or talk about Disney.
Well,
or
maybe
anything
because
like
he's
that,
like, look, if you're not gonna work with me, I'm not gonna give you the shine, you know. But there's a new set of brass at Disney Interactive. So I'm from what I'm understanding, they're way more willing to play ball. Like, they're the reason that Sora got into Smash. They're the reason that there are talks about the Marvel and Capcom games coming back in a hardcore way. So I'm not gonna rule out the possibility of anything anymore.
Okay.
Especially with Disney properties. So
yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see on that. Like I said, a couple more months, and then we'll know for sure. Next news story here. Animal Crossing New Horizons winding down support after big November DLC release. So there's the big Animal Crossing Direct that happened last week. So we got big announcements on what's to come, and then confirmation that this is pretty much it for Animal Crossing New Horizons.
did it happen? I must have missed it.
You missed it. The new 2.0 update and Happy Home Paradise DLC will both be available on November 5th, 2021. And here's some of the stuff included in that. Brewster is coming with his coffee shop, The Roost. Other fan favorite villagers, gyroids. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, that's a terrible word. That word feels terrible in my mouth to say. Gyroids.
Why
cooking.
They gyrate?
I guess so. I don't know what a gyroid is. I was going to say I'm going to Google that, but maybe I won't Google it.
You weren't there.
It's a butt thing, so they get really large, sometimes like a marble, and like when you wipe
island ordinances, and more alongside Happy Home Paradise promise of letting you design villagers' dream homes on a new archipelago. It is
so stuff that was already in older games is now in this game.
Now in this game.
Again.
Yes.
That's been every update for this game, by the way.
That being said, Happy Home Paradise is the first and only major paid DLC expansion for the second best-selling Nintendo Switch game behind Mario Kart. So you will have to pay for Happy Home Paradise. And it looks like it's coming in at a whopping $24.99. Or
is that whopping?
That seems like a lot of money for some so you can do more work. You're paying. You're not getting paid to work. You're paying.
Did you play? Did you ever? Oh no, you didn't, because this was your first Animal Crossing. Happy Home Designer on the 3DS was actually really good, especially if you like doing interior decorating and that kind of stuff.
But would you pay $25 for it?
I mean, it was 20 when it, or no, was it 20 or 30 when it came out? I got it when it was 20. But I feel like I can see a lot of time being spent on it, so it may be worth it in the end there. I feel like this, though, like New Horizons itself is already Happy Island Designer, so why are we getting Happy Island Designer mode in it? Like, the whole point of
because this isn't an island,
of New Horizons is just to decorate your island. So
an archipelago is different than an island, apparently. I don't know what an archipelago is, but or if you want to get it for free, all you have to do is sign up for Nintendo Switch Online plus the expansion pack, which that might even have been the biggest news of the week. Like people forgot about Animal Crossing real quick, and they're like, "Wait a second, hold up." So what is it? Nintendo Online right now? It's like
$20.
$20 for a year for an individual, and I think it's 30 for a family, if I remember
35.
correctly. 35. Okay, so it's 20 and 35. If you want to get Nintendo Switch Online plus the expansion pack, which the expansion pack includes Nintendo 64 games, Sega Genesis games, and Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise Collector Builder thing, DLC, it is going to be $50 a year for an individual or $80 a year for family membership.
Insanity.
You think so?
I know so.
Okay.
That's insane. Like, those games are 20 plus years old. Why are you charging me $30 for them? $30? Where is the, like, okay, you made them be able to play online, which is cool, but that's $30 worth extra of increase? Like, you want me to pay $30 more for an online service that doesn't have messaging? I can't send a message to my friend and say, "Hey, let's play a game." You want me to pay $30 for no integrated voice chat, no dedicated servers, no regular update of these said games that you want to put on there to entice me to get the service. They're not making a very good case outside of people upgrading to the $20 or upgrading from the $20 tier, because I already don't really get that much there anyway.
Yeah. I guess
because at $50 you're competing with PSN and the Xbox Live, and those are blowing you way out of the water. So I feel like if you're coming in at $50, you better have $50 worth of service, and older games is not going to cut it.
Yeah, I guess for me, and for me, I'm leaning towards actually being like, so in my mind, I'm like, that doesn't seem so bad. But hear me out. There's a lot of games here I have not played on consoles that I do not own. Because I know a lot of people on Twitter who have been kind of, and even you included, Adrian, you're like, oh, like you tweeted about, even showed like you have the N64 and you have the game cartridges, like you can just fire that up and play. So of course that doesn't make any sense for you. But for someone like me to go out and buy an N64 and buy those games and like get all set up, I'm looking at like a couple $100 at least, like to build a collection like that. Just initially. And that's you know, and it's only getting more and more expensive, especially since COVID happened and every retro video game collector is now jacking up prices. It's going to be hundreds of dollars to get these things.
Tell me about
it. So for me,
and they did
it's
pull
almost
some
like
really good ones. The
Oh no, they're
games,
excellent pulls. They're excellent pulls. That's okay. So the issue is not, Garrett, that the issue is not the games themselves. Mm-hmm. The issue is the games are the only thing that they're trying to push the increase with, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So it's awesome that they're putting N64 games on there, that they're putting Genesis games on there. But that's not what people were asking for it, but that's not what the majority of people that I see are asking for it. They're asking for these features to be added to your service, that some of which have been on consoles that released in 2001. We were party chatting on Halo 2 on Xbox Live over 20 years ago at this point. And you're telling me on the Switch that's multiple times more powerful than that original Xbox? We can't figure that out. How many millions of dollars is Nintendo raking in that they can't host dedicated servers for Smash Brothers and Splatoon? You get me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they're a multi-billion dollar company. This is not okay.
To play
so
off of
for them
Adrian,
to
I was just gonna, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, Adrian.
No, go ahead.
I want to say, to piggyback off what you're saying, that's the one thing about Nintendo Switch Online that really, really sucks, and I think they need to work on is I think they need to have that party chat, man. They need to be able to have chat to be talking with other players, because that's the
They
one
have
thing.
way too many competitive games for you to not to be able to talk to somebody on the system.
Yeah.
What if my phone dies? I'm stuck. You know?
Yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah.
And
No,
they keep putting that excuse out there. Oh, it's to protect the kids. It's to protect the kids.
Right. Yeah.
You made an entire short film about parental controls with Bowser and Bowser Jr.
Yeah.
So why don't you trust the people that you made that for to use them?
You actually use the parental controls. Yeah.
Right. Turn voice chat off at default if you have parental controls on. That way it's on the parent to turn the controls on, or to turn the voice chat on, and then you put a warning. Hey, we don't monitor these voice chats. People could say wild stuff to your kids, but the parent would have to say, okay, I'm okay with that.
Right.
In the meantime, me, you, JJ, everybody else who wants to play, who doesn't have those controls, we can do that. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, right
I guess-
now to
I
do
guess-
it, you have to go through Discord, right? Is that
Well,
Or
no, they
call
have a
people on the
app.
phone, or FaceTime, or use their terrible phone app that they haven't updated in
there's
months.
a Nintendo Switch phone app where you could do voice chat through the game. Like it detects the game that you're playing currently on your Switch, and then you can chat through there. But it's super janky.
It's
Like,
awful.
it's really bad. I guess for me too. Like and what's kind of striking me is it's interesting how this comes down to just like different ultimate purposes that we are using online for. Like you guys are using it more for like the actual multiplayer stuff. Like you, Adrian, using it for Smash or Mario Kart, and JJ using it for your son probably using it for Fortnite and stuff like that.
Fortnite? Yeah.
Where you guys all know, like I'm not necessarily a multiplayer gamer, so I literally only pay for it as an emulator, essentially.
Right.
And so for me, those prices, like I wish they were cheaper, but at the same time, again, like I said, it would cost me $100 to actually go out and get those consoles. I mean, obviously I could set up an emulator on my computer, but to legally play these games,
Right.
it would cost me hundreds of dollars to get that outfitted. And so for me, I've always looked at the prices like, yeah, to pay $30 or $20 a year, or now it's going to be like $50 a year to be able to play all these retro games and have a growing library. Like that makes sense to me. But I do now hearing that point of view, like again, that's all that was going through my head like all week last week. Like why don't people like chill out? But hearing you say that, it's like, no, that makes senes. If you want to use it for what it's actually intended for, like that would be infuriating. Like, are you kidding me? You're gonna charge me more for like you're not fixing the
For
things
nothing.
that are broken with it. So
You're not adding anything. You're not fixing anything.
Now-
There's no upgrades. They're just putting N64 games on there, and they're like $30, please.
yeah.
Now for that $30 additional for the $50 price tag, is that also counting a family plan of like a couple of Switches or?
No,
No,
the family plan
is
$80.
Wow. So Garrett, you have your son Shep is starting to get to that age, and I know he's still a little bit young, but he's gonna eventually want like a Switch Lite, right? And so you're gonna eventually get to that point where you get him a Switch Lite for Christmas. Are you gonna want to get that family plan so you can have him play some of those retro games on his console and
Yeah,
stay
if
the
he's
heck away from daddy
if he's
stuff?
ponying up $40,
Get him on that landscaping routine,
Yeah, if
man. You
he's
get him mowing
doing-
some
if
lawns.
he's doing his
He's a
chores, he
cute
might.
kid.
I mean, that's a long way down the road. Like we're looking at, I'm not buying him a Switch for at least another like, what,
Couple of
2,
years,
3
probably.
years.
Yeah.
the 3 or 4, maybe even closer to 5. Like he's just barely.
You're
he's,
a horrible
he's
dad.
3. He's 3 years old. I'm not gonna buy him this
Yeah.
$300 console when he's 3. Are you kidding me? Or he's turning 4. Like he's just turning 4. So yeah, I would hope by then either prices would adjust, or there would be. I assume in the next 4 years there probably is going to be some major changes with this. Do you guys anticipate the
It's
Switch still
already
being
been
around 4
4 and
years?
nothing's
So-
happened, Garrett.
No. I mean, like even like console wise, like another 4 years. That's about 8 years. That's usually a console cycle right there. So in my mind, I guess that's not even crossed my mind about paying for a family plan, because I just assume by the time Shep's old enough to have something, there's going to be a new console and maybe there'll be
No,
a new
I
service
don't-
at that point.
I don't think there's gonna. I don't think Nintendo's gonna be any different than what they're doing right now. Nintendo found their niche, and I think that the Switch is here to stay.
Oh,
And,
absolutely. No.
yeah, and
That's not the argument.
they'll
I
keep
don't want them to
updating
ever
it, but-
do anything that's not
Right.
a home console portable hybrid ever again. This is it. They found it.
Yeah. I guess to actually answer your question, because I was trying to just avoid it basically, but
you try to save money on a hypothetical, Garrett?
Trying to save money on a hypothetical, dude. If I don't address it, I don't have to pay it, right? In my imagination. I would. I think I would. Like I get again, like obviously he'd work for it, but yeah, like again, for as an emulator, again, $80 a month is still cheaper than the hundreds it costs to buy all those games and the consoles and stuff.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, so I think I would still do that. And for him too, he would use the other services. Like at that point, he'd be playing Fortnite too with his friends. Like, I don't know, like whatever is happening at that point.
Right. And I'm right there with you. If that was the main case, like they should have just done virtual console. They should have just called the service virtual console.
Yes, 100%. And it happens to have online features attached to it.
Right.
That sort of work.
Or split up the two.
That sort of work.
If you want to split up the two and charge me $30 a year for the virtual console service, or if you want to charge me $20 a year for the Nintendo Switch Online, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that.
Right.
So,
yeah, they're throwing it all together and forcing you.
And forcing me to get it. Like, I don't... it's a whole thing.
Kitten's in the chat. He says, does the library grow? When did they last add an NES or SNES game? So they haven't
whenever they feel like it.
Yeah, they haven't added an NES game.
SNES.
I can't. An NES game in a long time, because once the SNES kind of came out, they kind of tapered off on that, and then they started growing the SNES library. But yeah, even the SNES, it's kind of like every couple months they might, like every 3-4 months even, like, oh yeah, let's throw something else on there. So, or like they throw in those specials, like, you know, the Metroid special,
or they throw some
with
complete
like unlimited
garbage on there.
Yeah, or some just total trash. So it does grow, and that's the plan. Even with the N64, they've already said it. They're like, this is what's coming, and this is what we have planned down the road. So over the next few months or next year, you can expect these games to trickle out, at least, if not more, that they haven't announced.
They're
yet.
going to trickle out over the next year, the exact ones they showed in the preview, and then you're never going to get any more N64 games. I promise you. I promise you.
We're not going to get like Golden.
How many games do we still not have on Super Nintendo Online and NES Online? No. There's tons.
You can't ignore them. You have to play with it to make it grow.
Honestly, though, for both of those, NES and SNES, I mean, at least for me personally, like they have all the ones I'd ever hope and wish for.
There's no Mario RPG. There's no Chrono Trigger. No Earthbound.
Oh,
none of the Final Fantasies are on there.
They're not? Okay, so for some reason in my head I thought they were on there. Okay. Well,
nope.
That's a travesty.
See, that's what I'm saying, and those are huge. There's a ton of Super Nintendo games.
You're right. But I mean, as we've seen, like they're still coming out with, they're still randomly trickling out like they're not done. Like they're still like, wasn't there? I think there's just one the last couple months. They just dropped one, so they just randomly here's another one.
They're keeping those games in the tuck for when everybody gets like critical mass mad, and then they're gonna go here Earthbound, and everybody's gonna go, oh my god, everything's forgiven,
everything's good,
right?
Yeah. So yeah, that was honestly the biggest news. No one really cared about the Animal Crossing DLC. It was more so like, you're gonna make me pay to do what? So yeah.
The only thing that I might do is I might set up. I might grow a few vegetables and have people over for dinner. That'll probably be about it.
in the DLC, yeah.
Yeah.
Kitten's in the chat asks, is Mario Paint on there? Mario Paint's not.
Mario Paint is another one that's not on there.
You couldn't really do that without a mouse peripheral, though.
Yeah, you can. Do a reticle with the Joy-Con.
You think so? That kind of work? I guess it'd kind of work. I mean, or just use touchscreen. Just add touchscreen controls to it.
Or the touchscreen. Or they could do a... they already did the controller. Why not do SNES online mouse?
It'd be the only game that used it. That'd be fantastic. Oh man,
there were a couple of games that used the mouse.
Mario Paint was so stinking fun.
It was so good. It was so ahead of its time. There was so much you could do. Animation software on a Super Nintendo game. Think about that.
It's genius.
Genius.
Next news story is we're going to talk about two games here the big overarching theme here is now DC FanDome announcements. Kajoma actually wrote it and said, also, no Gotham Knights news. Hardy, hardy, har. I'm still very excited for that game, and now we know it's coming out next year. Originally on the dock, I didn't have anything on there because news was still kind of coming out when I did the show notes. So I didn't have it on there, and he thought he caught me. He thought he could catch me not putting news on there. I got you. So, yes, Kajoma, there is news. So first, Gotham Knights gets a new story trailer, but no new release date. Gotham Knights has gotten a new story trailer and behind-the-scenes featurette. Unfortunately, after a recent delay into 2022, we didn't get a new release date. Still just saying 2022 sometime. But a story trailer showing Nightwing talking to supervillain the Penguin, who explains that the Bat family, Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin, and Red Hood, don't stand a chance in a Gotham being run by the deadly secret society, the Court of Owls. The trailer goes on to show action scenes featuring the entire Bat family, multiple talons, and some intriguing locations featuring dungeon-like traps, scattered bones, and even a mysteriously placed bat signal. That honestly, I was not super excited about Gotham Knights previously because of the weird, like, it's kind of like co-op multiplayer, but you can play it alone, but it's better to play co-op.
It's going to be a live service.
I was like, I'm not super stoked about that. But after the story trailer, at least, I'm like, okay, that's pretty neat. I don't know. I'm interested in the story aspect of it. I still would like to know more about the gameplay and what kind of game it actually is.
Garrett, the amount of suits that they are going to charge you money for in this game.
Is this Is this the Avengers? This is Avengers game, right?
This is the DC Avengers game.
Oh,
it's
man.
just like it. It's what I was thinking.
They can make all new chapters and events with different characters that you can play as. I'm telling you right now, this is a live service game, and it's going to have pay XP boosts.
Say it ain't so. I hope
Just
not.
don't even look at it and go straight over to Suicide Squad. That's all you can do.
I'm scrolling through here because there is some behind the scenes stuff from some of the people there working on it. So there's a behind the scenes featurette which included game developers Court of Owls co-creators Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo and DC CCO Jim Lee. Snyder explains that what he's seen in the game, saying, "I was blown away. It took what we had done with Court of Owls, but it just elevated it beyond a lot of the borders that we had. The upshot is that this is an extended version of the court, as fans will already know it." Gotham Knights creative director explains that talents have been designed in widely different ways, designed to get players to choose different gear to beat them more effectively. So like any good RPG. So we know it's an RPG of some sort. So you're going to have the ability to change your weapons and gear and stuff like that. Supports 2-player drop-in co-op, allowing you to play with a friend or solo as you fight villains like Mr. Freeze and the Court of Owls. Yeah, that's all we know. So hopefully it's not a live service game.
But Garrett, wouldn't it be cool to have that Mr. Freeze color set for your suit? Only $2.99.
See, I was gonna say $4.99. I was gonna say $4.99.
And your mask is like it radiates the frost. Instead of being in a helmet like Mr. Freeze and the eyes are red, just like Mr. Freeze, only $2.99. Come on now. Better hurry up and buy it because it's going to go back up to $3.99.
It's tempting.
After the end of the month.
It's tempting. According to IGN.
They can also have the back bling where they have the BB. The back bling. You can carry the BB from Death Stranding.
BB.
Oh, that's right. It's a collaboration.
Yeah, because Kojima's all over that stuff.
Just randomly. So at the very bottom, IGN has like just a little like tag here that helps them categorize their news articles, but it says Gotham Knights genre action open world. I mean, it still could be live action or like a game because that's like what Destiny is, an open world, but that's interesting. That's the first time I've heard that they said it's an open world game, at least that I know of. But they also announced or showed off more of Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. New trailer shows Flash, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, and Superman. So Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League is the newest game from Rocksteady Studios, the acclaimed developer of Batman Arkham series. At the DC FanDome event, a new trailer for the title was shown. And although it didn't provide any insight into gameplay, it was a good showcase of the overall humorous mood and tone of what Rocksteady is going for. The setup isn't all that different from most stories involving Task Force X. Once again, Amanda Waller puts a team together of criminals that are sent on a suicide mission with the promise of freedom should they succeed. The suicide mission, however, involves killing off the Justice League, which the odds of achieving feel slim. The trailer begins in Arkham Asylum, a setting which will be familiar and looks very familiar to fans of Rocksteady's Batman games. Yeah, that's one thing I noticed. It was the same Arkham Asylum from the games, but how do they justify Harley Quinn like being different? A different character?
Because
is there just multiple Harley Quinns?
Why.
Is there just multiple Harley Quinns in this world?
Because DC said so, that's why.
Okay. The squad Waller puts together is Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark. The madness begins in Metropolis, home of Superman, where it all looks like an invasion has taken place. Given the look of the spacecraft, the purple energy firing off all over the place, and the alien monsters appearing, this could all be the work of Brainiac, a supervillain that has crossed paths with Superman and Justice League many times. Basically, this article is just them describing the trailer, so go watch the trailer. But
amazing.
It's actually, so it's a 1 to 4 player co-op game, though you can play single player and have your companions played by AI and switch between them. The game is expected to launch for PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC in 2022. So we did not get a date for this one either. But honestly, this trailer got me a little
get here
more.
When it gets here.
Yeah, this trailer got me a little more excited than the initial teaser. The initial teaser I was not stoked about at all. I'm like, this looks really lame, but this piqued my interest a little bit. A little more interesting. I don't know. What do you think, JJ? Did you see the trailer?
I did, and I loved it. I thought it looked great. I can't wait for this game. But I'm a big Suicide Squad fan, and anything with Harley Quinn is amazing. So I think it's going to be great. And like you, I didn't in the beginning think too much of it, but this was phenomenal. Like, I think DC FanDome did amazing right now, like with some of the stuff they came out with.
Did you guys see the Batman trailer?
Yes. So good.
I've watched it probably about 15 to 20 times. And after Matt Reeves,
it's ridiculous.
On Matt Reeves' personal Twitter, he's like, here's the way you should have watched it. And he tweeted out a link to his Vimeo account to watch it in 4K, because you can watch it at like 1080p on YouTube. He's like, no. With the compression, like this is the way you need to watch it. It's like, a lot better compression and 4K on Vimeo. I sat down, I was like, Trudy, you got to watch this. And she's just like, okay,
she had no idea what she was looking at. She's like, yeah,
are you kidding me? Like, look at this. This is beautiful. This is gorgeous. I ran out to the garage, and because I have my TV set up out there in our little like man cave living room thing. And I was like, Toby, you got to watch this. I like brought it up on the 4K TV. I was like, oh, it's so beautiful. Like, eh. So no, he was all about it. He was excited, but man, I could not stop watching it. I love that trailer.
So I don't know if you're going to talk about it today in the article, but did either of you guys see Black Adam? Did you guys see the preview trailer for Black Adam?
No. So I saw. Yeah, the only
I saw a guy
video game
beating up some other guys, but there was no face, so I don't know who that was exactly.
It's too bad. Yeah. So Dwayne Johnson is in Black Adam and showed a phenomenal trailer. Which it got me hyped. They didn't show off too much, very little. He's cloaked and stuff like that, but Black Adam is, if you know anything about DC, is a badass. And so he can go full heel, full good guy. You never know. And so I think it's going to be really cool. It looks really, really good. One of the things that he said when he was releasing the trailer was Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, said, this is the role that I feel like I was born to play. I mean, that says a lot for a guy who's like the biggest star in Hollywood, and who's also a personal friend of mine I've met before at a pizza place.
This is true.
So I find it funny that people still trip out that he had the opportunity to meet me. I mean, I know. I'm a big podcaster, but I'm just a man. Gosh. You know what I mean?
Just a man. Cool. Anyone else? Do you guys have any other thoughts on Gotham Knights or Suicide Squad?
No, man. Looking forward to Suicide Squad. That's about it.
Yeah. Go watch the trailers. Both Gotham Knights, the story trailer, the Suicide Squad trailer, and the Batman. It was really good. All right. Now, it is time for Adrian's Super Indie Boys. That's right. He's got a hot segment for us, so we're going to cut over to that right now. I don't remember if I actually set it up correctly ahead of time, so let's hope this works. And we will see you all in just a minute. So have fun, enjoy.
Let's go.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another week of Super Indie Boys. All right, so for this week, I decided to maybe shine some light on some unsung heroes. You know, there's a lot of mobile games out there that don't get the love and recognition they deserve, and I figured what better way than to shine a spotlight on a few of them for a few minutes. All right, I don't want to waste too much time. Let's get into it.
Oh, there you are, finally. All right, real quick catch up. Eddie ripped off the Screamers. Took their jump drive. They put a bounty on the jump drive's return. Big one. Can you help us out?
First up, this is a cool one. Next Stop Nowhere is an adventure RPG that places you in the role of an interstellar courier. You meet all different kinds of clients. You talk and make friendships or romances with any ones of them. And you even have a friendship throughout the game with your ship. Yes, that's right. Your ship is alive. Full of heart. Great art style. I can't recommend it enough. This next one is so cool. Wonderbox is an adventure game, but it's not just that. You can actually make your own adventure game. That's right. You pick your world, you pick your characters, you pick your music, you pick your plot, everything. It is such a good idea and it has such potential. I really hope this one takes off. Check it out, please. Many Motorways is a modern classic. You are in the captain's chair as you plot out all different kinds of roads, interstate highways, bridges, inclines to make sure that all traffic moves smoothly throughout different cities around the world. It is a lot to manage, but trust me, once you get into the groove of things, it all goes smoothly like butter. Definitely check this one out. Florence is a phenomenal game that places you in the fourth wall between these lives of two individuals. You get to see their relationship grow and flourish. It is a phenomenal experience. The story is excellent. The art and music are so good. Definitely for the soundtrack alone, you should check it out, but it's a great, great story. I don't want to spoil anything for you, so just take my word for it. I love Florence. I talk about it all the time. And there you have it. Another week, some more games in the can. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I'll see you next week. Peace.
All righty, we're back. Fantastic Super Indie Boys. As always, a lot of fun mobile games on there. Really appreciate that. So thank you for that, Adrian.
No problem.
Apple Arcade got represented this time around, Adrian. That was awesome.
Right, man. They're doing phenomenal work over there. If you have an iPhone or an iPad and you don't have it, you're missing out.
Yeah, little known company, Apple. A lot of people haven't heard of them, but yeah, go check them out.
Of course.
They do some cool stuff.
Yeah,
good feeling about them.
Yeah,
because Apple directly make games. Okay, all right.
It is. Oh man, I don't know if I'd want that. But now it is now time for the ad. This is a part of the show where I tell you to go to patreon.com/supergamerboys right now. Normally, I don't tell you to do it right now, but I'm doing it this time. Go right now. If you're watching us on Twitch, there's a link down below. If you're watching on YouTube, there's probably a link down below. If you're listening on our show, go to the show description. There's a link there too. Go to patreon.com/supergamerboys. You can support us at just $1 a month. I mean, what's that? Like less than a penny a day, right? Is that how math works? I don't know. Right. I'm not good at math. The teachers always said, hey, you got to learn this. You're going to use this every day of your life. As soon as I graduated high school, I haven't done math since then. I haven't done math in 10 years. Are you kidding me?
Sure did not.
But so support us over there, so I can go back to school and learn math. Apparently, $1 a month, that gets you episodes early and ad free. Just like this show, if you're not watching our live recording and you don't want to catch it on Wednesday like everyone else, you can get this Monday night. I put it out there early for everyone. And then our Super Gamer Book Club, you get it a whole whopping 2 months early. So if you want to get the freshest episode as it comes out, support us over there. Otherwise, you got to wait 2 months like all those other suckers.
All those jabronis.
All those jabronis. You gotta wait 2 months to get those episodes. So support us over there. Just $1 a month. We have a $5 level where you get the show notes. You can comment on stories just like Caleb did. Know what we're going to be talking about. Even leave your own questions and news stories or something, and if we think it's worthy, we'll throw it on the show. $10 a month, you're a sponsor, you get to shout out on the show each and every episode. And $15 a month, you become a Patreon producer where you can pitch us a segment, just like Caleb's Tall Tales or Adrian's Super Indie Boys back when he was a Patreon producer. So
in the before times.
In the before times. So go support us over there, please. We very, very much appreciate it. And if we do have a goal, if we hit $100 a month, we're going to do another show. Super Later Boys. Our IRL kind of chit chat for fun podcast. So support us over there, please, because we want to make that show. We have ideas and
that's where the good stuff is at, man. You guys have no idea.
You guys are holding us back. You're holding us back.
That Tall Tale segment that we've been doing is just like the tip of the iceberg.
Mm-hmm. Tip of the iceberg.
Think it's going to be kind of like OnlyFans. So there's going to be a lot of super X-rated content.
This again. Okay. No.
We'll
iron out the details later. We'll iron it out later. But I also want to let the people know that you can subscribe to us on Twitch as well. So if you really love what we do and you're like, I don't want to subscribe monthly, but here I am with my free Prime subscription here on Twitch, and I don't know what to do with it, who to give it to. Give it to us. It doesn't cost you anything. We get $5. You have to pay $0. It's fantastic. So if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, throw that free sub our way. Or if you want to pay for a sub, that's great too. You get awesome emotes, like JJ's ghostly, terrified face, or me in like horrible pain, or Adrian looking ecstatic, probably because he gets to play some indie game or a Nintendo game on his Switch Lite. That's the only reason I could think of he'd make that face. So
or Sora being in Smash, which just happened.
Or Sora, yeah. That's what we should rename the emote to, Adrian Sora Smash or something. So yeah, subscribe anywhere you want to. Support us on Patreon. Support us on Twitch. We appreciate all of it. Love all you guys who do it. And let's get back to the show.
Sweet.
All right. Now's the time where we talk about what you're playing. So, JJ, tell us what you're playing.
I've been playing a little more Red Dead this week. Haven't gotten too far, very, very little. But I have been streaming on Wednesday night. This past week, I was streaming yet again some more Little Nightmares. And what a blast, man.
Here we go with the Little Nightmares.
had a good I can never stop talking about it because it's that kind of game. But you know what, it was a lot of fun because I ended up having some people come into the chat that interacted and watched the show and just made it fun. It's no fun when you're there alone. So thanks for stopping by to the people who did and
you're welcome,
who came
JJ.
in and just checked everything out. Garrett, I appreciate
it was just me and all my bots. It was just me.
I appreciate
it wasn't
every one
they weren't
of your
actual
bots.
viewers.
I appreciate every one of your bots. So
I'm just kidding, Twitch. I'm just quitting. I do not have Twitch bots. I was just kidding. It's a joke.
Too late.
Yeah.
Don't ban
Ladies
please.
and gentlemen,
Totally
we
screwed
got
up.
him.
We got him. This is the
We
end.
got him.
So this upcoming Wednesday is once again, because we're doing Spooky Gamer Boys through the month of October. Each one of us has chosen a day through the week that we're streaming on Twitch on the Super Gamer Boys channel here on Twitch. And I've got Wednesday nights. I'm going to be doing Little Nightmares 2 this coming week. Let people check that out the next couple of Wednesdays here through the month of October. Garrett is doing Thursdays, and Fridays, of course. Homeboy is up on Friday nights. So make sure to check those things out right here on Twitch.
Heck yeah. All right, Adrian, what have you been playing?
Believe it or not, I've been playing a little Vita lately.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've been playing this game called Scourgebringer. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's how should I put it? It's a dungeon crawler / hyper light drifter combat. So it's like really fast paced.
Huh.
There's a lot of enemies on screen at all times, pretty much. It's really hectic, but it's really organized chaos in a sense. And you're playing as a singular character, and you learn moves and of course abilities as you go. But it's been really sick so far. I don't want to get too inside baseball on it, but it's been pretty cool.
Interesting.
I've been playing that, and I also have been playing. Ooh, excuse me. I've been playing a little bit of Cadence of Hyrule, getting ready for book club.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good game.
great game.
Cool. Guys, I've been playing a lot of games.
Yeah, we know you've been cheating.
Don't ask how. I can't answer
Legally
how or
can't
why.
say.
That's okay. We
But,
got Zetch's Ghost looking into it.
Yeah, Zetch is on the case. Nerd Dad Zetch's ghost has been haunting me a lot lately, trying to catch me in the act of lying or cheating, but he'll never catch me. No, I've been playing. Well, I finished Metroid Dread. So basically, that Monday that we recorded last week, while the video was exporting, I was sitting here playing. I finished it up. Fan-frickin-tastic.
Oh, duh!
Such
Of
a
course,
good
we've been
game.
playing Metroid Dread. Why didn't we say that? Did we say
Such
it
a
last week?
fantastic game. I mean, we did, but at that point, like, we weren't done with it. Now we're done with it.
Fair point.
Holy cow. That final boss battle.
So
it took me a few hours of trying to beat it, but from start to finish, it was probably about 45 minutes, like, as far as like when the boss fight started and then when I finally like beat him like in one go. Crazy. It took me so long. That's because I'm bad at games, and it was just a whole lot of dodging and dodging and oh man, so good. So much fun. Play Metroid Dread, please. It's fantastic.
Yes.
I even just got
Play Metroid, period.
I got my amiibos.
Yeah,
Check it
mine
out.
are still not here, and I ordered them before you.
Wow.
I don't understand what's going
I'm
on.
friends with Mr. Nintendo, so.
Well, I'm gonna be calling Mr. UPS and see I'm gonna be getting to the bottom of this.
Where'd you get your? Because I got mine through GameStop. Is that where
I
you
got
guys were?
mine at Target.
That's your problem. The French can't trust them.
Never again.
I also played Hitman 3, and I wanted to highlight this. So I've been on a tear. I finally finished RE8 because I started that a long time ago. I finally finished that up. I played 12 minutes and finished it. Not as bad as everyone made it out to be. It has its quirks that were frustrating, but story is actually kind of interesting. And I went down a huge rabbit hole with like lore kind of in theories and stuff like lore theories, what's going on, what actually happened. Really fun game. I recommend checking it out at least. But Hitman 3, I have talked a lot in the last few months about how much I miss a good stealth action game. I've talked about Splinter Cell. I've talked about Metal Gear. Like, when are we going to get an awesome stealth game? And it's been right under my nose the whole time. I'm an idiot. I haven't played Hitman 1 or 2, but I've been tearing through all these games because,
Even the old Hitmans?
yeah, even the old ones. I've never played the old ones either. This honestly was, I take that back. Hitman 2 was free on PlayStation Plus, and I might have played like one mission. And that might have been it.
On the boat?
Yes, the boat
Yes.
mission. That's all I've played is the boat training mission or whatever. But I never played through them, really. And I finally give it a chance, and immediately I'm like, oh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. It's not exactly Splinter Cell, not exactly Metal Gear, but the stealth and the ability to literally do missions like any way you could imagine. Holy cow, the game was so much fun. I blasted through it so quick. Obviously, the story is not super long. It's actually a really short campaign. Like I think I beat the whole thing in like 5-6 hours, if that. Because the whole point of the game is to go back and replay missions over and over and over again.
Get a
There's
better
like,
rank.
and there's optional objectives and all that stuff. But dude, I played through it.
And you
and
said,
I
no,
was
just gonna go on through here.
Well, at least initially, I just wanted to get through it so I could like, be able to talk about it and get it on the what is the Discord backlog challenge.
The scoreboard.
The scoreboard. Gotta get on the scoreboard if I finish the campaign. But I was just shocked because all this time I've been like, holy cow, I need a good stealth action game. And it's been here the whole time. And it's amazing. It's so much fun. I can't compare it to 1 or 2 of the kind of like the reboot that they've done with this series. But the story was so whatever. But the gameplay, I'm keeping it on my PS4. I'm going to install it on my PS5 as soon as I get that too, because it came with the free PS5 upgrade or whatever. I can't wait to check it out. It's and it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Like from what I've seen, at least on PS, I haven't played it on PS5. It's beautiful on PS4 Pro. I can't imagine what it looks like on PS5. And I can't wait to try out some of those missions and like do some of the side objectives. See what I miss, because that's the amazing thing. Like I would die and then go a different way and be like, oh, wait a second. Like if I hang out over here and sneak over here, like this lady was having a random conversation and gave me the code to the door. Where last time when I died, I brute forced the door open with a bomb or something like that. Like there's literally like so many different ways to go at things, and I was just amazed. And I wish someone would have told me. Why didn't they just say, "Hey, play Hitman"? Instead, they just wouldn't let me hang here, waiting for the Splinter Cell to come back or a Metal Gear or anything like that. And no one's just been crickets.
I mean, you still haven't played 5, haven't you? Right? Metal Gear 5?
I don't know what you're talking about. That game doesn't exist.
I mean, did you play Peace Walker?
No, I haven't. But
I guess there was a stealth game right there for you then, wasn't it? Huh?
Okay. Well, up until recently, I haven't really had a way to play. It is on PlayStation Now, and I am doing my Metal Gear Solid playthrough. So I finished the first one. Once Spooky Gamer Boys is over, I'm moving into 2, then 3, then 4, then Peace Walker. I'm going through all of them. We'll get there. But yeah, play Hitman 3. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if it's on my Game of the Year. Again, like I said, I was playing through all these 2021 games because I want to have a good Game of the Year discussion. I haven't decided where it lands on the list, but it's
was
better than I thought it
Hitman
was
3
gonna be.
this year?
Yeah.
It feels so much older than that.
No, it was this spring.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty sweet. But yeah, other than that, that's all I played. Just like 5 games. I've beat 5 games in the last week. That's all. Don't ask how. Don't ask why.
If only I had your time.
Whoa, what's up, Steph Babies? Just rated with a party of 23. Sorry. Normally we don't talk about them.
Golly, 23?
Normally I don't bring that up on the podcast because we're doing a polished podcast here, but that just shocked me. So thank you so much for the raid. That's
There's
just
nothing
a reminder.
polished about us.
Nothing polished about this. So that's just a reminder to all you listeners out there who watch on YouTube later or listen on podcast services. Follow us over on twitch.tv/the Super Gamer Boys and go check out Steph Babies. She actually
former book club guest.
Yeah, guest on the Undertale episode. So that one's actually out free right now, and you can listen to that.
Our inaugural.
Yes, the first episode of season 2 with Adrian. So yeah, go check that out. Thank you guys so much for rating. I appreciate it. We're actually just wrapping up the show, so now is the time where I say thank you all so much for watching and listening and viewing.
We wasted a raid.
We wasted a raid. I'm sorry. You know what? We'll find someone else to raid. We'll pass it on here. But if you really love what we do, check us out at patreon.com/supergamerboys. Support us over there. Remember, just $1 a month. You get episodes early and ad-free, like the book club episodes. Steph's is out for free right now. Eddie's is out. I think those are the 2 that are out, actually, is the 2 of the Normcore. Those are the free ones right now. But if you want, is it Hades and then Little Nightmares from Ray to Rat, you got to go to patreon.com/SuperGamerBoys. Support us over there, just $1 a month. SGBstore.com, you can get some sweet merch like stickers and t-shirts and mugs and whatever else we got. I don't even know. I haven't been over there in so long. We got some cool merch. I enjoy it. I use the mug every day pretty much. Rate and review us where you can. Like and subscribe on YouTube. You can find us during the week at supergamerboys.com, Twitter and Instagram at supergamerboys, facebook.com/supergamerboys. I am on Twitter and Instagram at gmorlang. Adrian, where can they find you at?
They can find me any and everywhere at Homeboy.
And JJ, where can they find you?
You can always find me over at Twitter and Instagram at JJ Purdom.
Well,
all right.
We can find you. I don't know about always.
Well,
yeah.
It's a choice word. I don't really mean that. You know what I mean?
I
check it once a week, folks.
There's a ghost that haunts Twitter and Instagram with that name, but that's about it.
I'm old. What do you expect?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything more, honestly. Well, that's all I got. So,
okay. Well, today we've been brought to you by the good people over at Kojima Productions, and we'd like to thank our very good sponsors that we love very, very much. Thank you to Jergens, because Garrett uses them all the time.
There's 30 people in here.
We're brought to you by Jergens. Look it up why you would be brought to you by Jergens.
All right.
All right, folks. For Garrett Morlang, for Adrian Homeboy Holmes, and for myself, JJ Purdom, and Jergens. We are the Super Gamer Boys.
And we will catch you on a flippity flop. And hang on for that raid.
Slippity slop, more like it.
Well, it would with Jergens, right?
No.
You gotta get Kleenex. You gotta get a bunch of Kleenex. No. Look it up.